Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to today's market outlook. So, yesterday we had a very good day for currencies and also for commodities. We can see that currency prices, such as the UK pound, it actually moved out about 140 pips during the US trading session. And for gold prices, it also moved up about 20 US dollars during the US trading session. Okay. So we're going to have a look at the technical charts shortly, but before that, let us have a look and see what will be coming up for today. Today is a Wednesday, 1st of July, the year 2020. For this morning, we had the Caixin manufacturing PMI numbers coming up from China. So the numbers came in at 51.2, which was better than market expectations of 50.7. Okay. Here it is, 9:45 a.m. So again, yesterday's manufacturing PMI numbers also came in above expectations, and currently the trend is following suit, where we can see manufacturing activities on the increase. Later on today at 2 p.m., we will be having the German retail sales data. This will be coming out at 2 p.m. and markets are expecting the numbers to come in at 3.5%. As you can see, later on throughout the whole afternoon, we will be having a host of manufacturing PMI reports coming up from Spain, Switzerland, Italy, France, Germany, the UK, and also the EURUSD. So this will be a series of data being released as early as 3:15 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, and followed closely at 3:30 p.m. for the Switzerland manufacturing PMI, and also another 15 minutes later at 3:45 p.m. will be the manufacturing PMI from Italy, and at 3:50 p.m. will be from France, and at 3:55 p.m. from Germany, 4 p.m. the ones from the Eurozone, and lastly at 4:30 p.m. the UK final manufacturing PMI date numbers. So again, these are the market forecasts, and there is a high chance if one of the data is positive above market expectations, there is a high chance or a high likelihood that a majority of the data will also be positive. So moving on towards the evening at 8:15 p.m., we will be having the automated data processing ADP non-farm employment change. So for this data, it is pretty much an indicator on what is the job market situation in the US now. So tonight's ADP non-farm employment change is expecting a consensus of 2.85 million jobs being created. So this is in the prelude to tomorrow's actual non-farm payrolls data. So if any of the numbers comes in below 2.85 million, theoretically that would be slightly negative news. If it comes in line or above 2.85 million, then it will show that the US jobs market is recovering pretty decently. Okay, so other data coming out from the US tonight, we will be having final manufacturing PMI and also the Institute of Supply Management manufacturing PMI numbers at 10 p.m. Some minor data, construction spending and ISM manufacturing prices. And to round off the evening, we will be having the crude oil inventories data coming out at 10:30 p.m. So this crude oil inventories data, markets are expecting the numbers to come in at negative 0.9 million barrels of crude oil. And again, if the numbers are below this negative 0.9, then theoretically there will be less supply of crude oil. Okay, so let us have a look and see what are the other major events and news coming out over the last 24 hours. For yesterday, we can see that the US dollar largely weakened against most of the major currency pairs, and the US dollar ended within that range. Within the H4, it was still within that consolidation phase, okay, with a huge consolidation phase. And yesterday, the US dollar may have tricked some traders to go for a buy on the US dollar as it broke through the 1 hour and also the 4 hour resistance. However, not long after it just came back down. Okay, so the US dollar for yesterday started to move down from 97.75 levels at about 1500. This is at plus 5 is 2000 hours. This will be at 8 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar weakens for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours all the way to a low and went quiet. And as of this morning, it is slightly having some retracements, but it's not a major move yet. It's still relatively quiet, the markets and the prices. So yeah, so this was for the US dollar in terms of the movement. Other major data that was released yesterday, one of it was, I would consider this a minor data, US consumer confidence numbers. For yesterday, it came in above market expectations. Okay, here we go. So yesterday's consumer confidence numbers came in at 98.1 versus market expectations of 91.6. So again, don't blindly trade according to news or the result. As you can see, this result was good and above market expectations. However, we did not see the US dollar strengthening. Okay, in fact, the US dollar was weakening throughout the whole US trading session. Okay, so don't blindly trade according to the result or the theory of the news. So another data that was announced yesterday was the UK quarterly gross domestic product numbers, which came in at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Here we go, 2 p.m. Final GDP coming in at negative 2.2%. So again, a very good example of don't trade blindly according to the result of the news. As you can see, the final quarterly GDP came in at negative 2.2%, which was worse than market expectations of negative 2%. So again, theoretically, the UK pound should be weakening or going down. However, okay, we can see that during that time period, yes, at 2 p.m., it does weaken a little bit over here. 900 hours plus 5 is 14, which is 2 p.m. It weakens just about 30 pips or less than 30 pips, about 27 pips. However, the magnitude of it going up further is even larger. Okay, so it comes down to find support, and towards the evening session, the US trading session, it goes up another 136 pips. Okay, so we're going to look at the technical charts shortly, but these are the set of data which was announced over the last 24 hours. And let us not forget that the the China security law, the new security laws in Hong Kong has been approved and has come into effect. Okay, so this is mostly to do with the autonomy of Hong Kong as a financial hub, international financial hub. And of course, these are some of the highlights of the new security laws in terms of enforcement and in terms of certain laws that the citizens in Hong Kong, if they were to breach it, this would be some of the crimes and also some of the implications. Okay, so crimes of secession, subversion, terrorism, and collusion with foreign forces, which are punishable, surprisingly, by up to life in prison. Okay, so again, with China stepping in, the situation is going to get a bit tense. Okay, and of course, other highlights of the security laws, mentioning that companies or groups that violate national security laws will be fined and could have their operations suspended. Okay, so it's quite a long list of laws. So I guess this set of laws is to impose the will of China or Beijing onto Hong Kong. Okay, so just be careful on the retaliations, whether it is from the Hong Kong citizens or whether it could be from the US or from UK or from any other major economies. Okay, so this is a point to note. Possibly this is one of the reasons, part of the reason why also gold prices shot up or has been bullish lately. Okay, due to possible rise in tensions. So again, watch out for 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, as this set of reports coming up throughout the whole afternoon, the manufacturing PMI numbers, will definitely have an impact on the UK pound and also on the euro dollar. And of course, it should have an impact also on gold and oil prices. So yeah, and the second time frame to watch out for 7 to 9 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. So let us move on to the technical charts analysis section.